Hey guys, this is Ashwin and welcome to the second video in my Core Java series. Now, as I've discussed in the previous introductory video, uh, you know, uh, you might think, why Core Java? There's so many other languages that are more recent and upcoming, and they are higher level. And by the way, to those who are not thinking these, don't worry about it. But to those who are, the reason I've chosen Core Java, another reason to be doing Core Java, is because, well, I've recently been working on this language quite a fair bit. I did a little bit of testing with Selenium, Cucumber, and the lot. Developed a couple of frameworks. Developed REST applications, REST APIs with Spring MVC. So yeah, I did quite a fair bit. Now I'm deciding, why not start with a little Core Java video series? And so yeah, that's what it is. Another thing is that with Core Java, there's a lot of enterprise level development. To have it as a go-to sort of, a backdrop sort of skill, I think Java particularly is great. I should stop calling it Core Java, but Java is just great that way. And if you've heard about Java, it's one of the most commonly used languages in the industry, especially because I guess because of its early adoption in the enterprise scenarios. I feel like it's not going anywhere, and then why not have another new take on it and help those who need maybe a fresher point of view on this language. So I guess that's why I chose Core Java for this series. So yeah, let's move on, and I'll discuss. So as I've already been, So as I've already been talking about why Java. So to those of you who don't, who are new to the programming, environment, or to who are starting off development with Java. That's quite daring. That's nice. With languages like Python and Ruby and all those, much higher level languages, that can really teach you real well. I guess it's still pretty good to be trying to attempt Java as your first language, and definitely will be fruitful eventually. So to all those of you who are doing that, stick to it, stick with me, and hopefully we can get through and make great developers out of you guys. So yeah, now talking about Java, so the most common languages or type of languages you'll come across might be procedural, like something like SQL, database languages and all that. Object-oriented languages like Java, C#, C++, Python, Ruby. So yeah, most of the languages that you'll come across are probably object-oriented, and this has been the I guess the industry get-go for the past give or take 30 years now. Java came up, I think Java really blew up in the mid 1990s. Yeah, and the next type of languages would be functional languages, which are, I guess, even though they were initially, I think, Lisp that came out in 1958 or so, I think. So they're quite old, but still their adoption has been quite recent. So languages like Lisp, Haskell, Clojure, Scala, I'm probably forgetting many, so there's many others that are functional languages. I would say that they're still young. There's not much of an industry adoption of those languages, and they're growing. So to those of you who are doing the series, I would suggest that yes, make sure that eventually, after a while, when you're comfortable with the idea of programming, go ahead and learn at least one functional language. I personally have only done Haskell till now, if you guys have heard of it. And Haskell's a great language, really good language. It's hard to learn, so the first time I came across it, it was pretty challenging to learn. But you get around it, and I think it will be worthwhile, and it's probably they're all on the rise at the moment anyway, and yeah, so very good idea to learn those later on. Anyway, so we already know the second dot point here says enterprise level adoption. So yeah, Java is just all over the industry, and for most of you guys learn, most of you all, you're generally here to learn the language so that maybe later down the track you guys can get a job and continue learning and growing and whatnot. So yes, in that sense, again, Java is great, and because of, again, early adoption and whatnot, it has a huge community. You'll always find answers on the net. Many a times, you can just pick up code and just copy and paste it into yours and work with that. So very helpful. And initially, I guess, to get your productivity high, that is the best way to go. So that's one huge plus point of Java. And now the last point is not entirely true. Not everything's open source, but a lot of Java, most of it is. So you will find an open source alternative for almost anything that is paid, especially in Java. Again, big community, so there are many more choices available, and that's what sometimes makes Java a hard language to adopt and I guess optimize for your particular problem, like various libraries. So too many libraries, and it kind of becomes hard to pick and choose which one would really be the best one for your problem. So those kind of things are probably where this big community and open source everything and all those sort of things really might cause a little bit of a hiccup. But other than that, that's Java for you. So yeah, maybe I'm forgetting something, by the way, guys. So if anyone thinks I'm forgetting something and I'm not highlighting something, just put comments down the bottom and I will be sure to check them out. And with that, we'll conclude the Why Java part of this series. And thanks, guys, for watching. And be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. This is Ashwin signing off.